Hey everyone, it's Ashley Jones, Event Director at Marketing Showcase. Thanks for watching one of our recordings from Marketing Showcase Online. I really hope you enjoy it, and hopefully I'll see you at another one soon.
So I'm Sam. So I head up the PPC team at Common Ground. So at Common Ground, we have one goal, and that's to empower brands of any size to grow their business online through the power of digital marketing. So today, I'm going to talk to you through the do's and don'ts of Google Ads for predominantly generating leads. So you might see a puppy in the background. I do apologize for this, but I'm trying to bribe him as much as possible. So moving on, I'm going to first talk about why I use Google Ads. So I'm sure a lot of you know the benefits, but it's just a sort of touch point on them. Then the do's, and then obviously the don'ts. So why use Google Ads? So Google Ads has a really large reach. There is over 5 billion searches per day. And compared to other channels, there's a lot more higher intent because people are actively looking for solutions for their problem. Whereas if you're, for example, using social media, people aren't necessarily looking to be advertised to. They're looking for like to see what their friends are up to, etc. So you someone who doesn't want to be advertised to, they're more likely to be tune out, not really focus on the ads. Whereas with Google search, there's a lot more higher intent to at least be aware of them and to take note. You have full control over your costs and how you spend your money. So there's no minimum, which is really great. So you can sort of spend, for example, £100 a month to thousands and thousands. It's up to you. You have the cost to choose how much you pay per day, what days you want to run them on, even per ad. So, and what I find really important is you only pay when someone clicks on your ad. So I think that sort of really helps to be able to control your overall marketing costs. And then finally, it's measurable results. So with Google Ads, if someone clicks on your ad, you'll know. You'll know how many impressions you've got. You'll know if they've converted, what conversion they do, how much it's cost. All of these things that really help optimize your campaigns in the future. And then by knowing all of this, you'll be able to invest in certain campaigns that are bringing in more of the conversions and boost your revenue. So why you're here is to know about the do's and don'ts. So I'll just run through these with you. So for me, the most important thing that you need to do is set up accurate conversion tracking. If you don't have accurate conversion tracking set up, you don't know what ads are performing well and which ones aren't. So with that, you need to be able to know which ones are driving you the highest quality traffic, be able to optimize these campaigns further, but also if they're providing low quality or traffic that's just not converting, you'll be able to then build on why and then be able to fix this. So here's some of the conversions that you might be able to track that you might not be doing at the moment. So for me, it's important to be able to build a picture and track all the customers' interactions that they have with your site. Because it may take a few visits to your website before someone converts, and you may see that they do some of the softer actions first. So all this information helps you understand your consumer's journey, which will allow you to be able to improve it. So for example, you may want someone to be able to book a viewing. However, they may take smaller steps like download a brochure or send you an email first before they take that main goal that you want. So being able to know this will help you understand and improve your journey. So the next thing is you need to tailor your ads to the stages of the customer journey. So I like to think of it as 3 different stages. You have your discovery, you have your consideration, and you have your action. So with discovery, this is when they first discover your brand and service and what you're selling. So with these, I'd sort of promote blog posts, videos, podcasts, all things to be able to introduce your brand to them. So this isn't necessarily the point where you do the hard sell. The next is the consideration. So they've heard of you, but now they want to find a little bit more out. So they might also be looking at some of your competitors too. So this is where I would highlight your unique selling points. So promoting white paper downloads, reports, guides, using case studies to highlight your past success stories and webinars. Then the action. So a lot of people just try to focus on the action because that's where they see the conversions. So with this, the prospect is close to converting. They're just looking for that little bit of extra reason too. So this is where use competitive comparisons, testimonials as trust signals, offer consultations, free trials, promo codes, all these things that will sort of push people over the line to convert, and just not focus on the final stage of the action. Otherwise, you're not filling up your funnel, so you're going to run out of leads. So that's why you need to tailor ads to each section. Next is research your audiences. So I'm sure you're aware of what some of your audience look like, but without research, you may be missing out on like a large chunk. So here are some of the areas I look into when trying to build out audiences. So past Google Ads data, looking at the demographics, the audiences, then at your analytics data as well, get a bigger understanding of the wider audiences that will interact with your website. Customer surveys, social media following and activity, and Facebook audience insights is also really good tool to use. So by understanding your audiences, you'll be better to tailor your ad copy, your landing page, even search terms. Next is undertake keyword research. So similar to your audiences, you need to, I'm sure you'll understand some of your keywords people are searching for, but let's take it to the next level. So my favorite tool is to use the Google Ads Keyword Planner, because I think you get the most accurate estimated results, the search volumes, the cost per clicks, all these things to help build out a better proposal or just a better understanding and predictions of what the campaign will look like and achieve. Use your website and Google Search Console to be able to see what your website is ranking for already. SEMrush and Ahrefs as well, that's a good place to look, and also competitor websites. So don't just think of short keywords, look about longer tail ones. They might be less competitive, but then also don't neglect your branded keywords, because you may have competitors be bidding on your brand. So you want to make sure you're still number one, and that may be having to run ads on your branded terms. Next is prioritize your optimizations, because I'm sure you're all busy. You can't spend days and days and days looking at absolutely everything Google Ads has to offer and show you. So I like to split my campaigns into 4 different sections. So you want to be focusing on what is going to bring you in the most conversions, and use bid adjustments, locations, demographics, all these things to push those campaigns further. So first off, the high traffic, high converting. What I'll be looking to is, can we increase the traffic further? Are the campaigns limited by budget? If so, why? Can we increase budget to these by taking it elsewhere from some of the lower performing campaigns? And is there anything that we can replicate that's doing really well here that we may not have applied elsewhere? Then the next one is the high traffic, low converting. So for me, this is where I would be looking to improve the conversion rate. So this doesn't just mean what's on the landing page, although that does play a huge part, but also the quality of traffic. Are we targeting the right search terms? And that's like matching what people expect from the ad, and also seamlessly matches what's on the landing page. Because if there's not the same understanding and people are expecting something different, then that's where we're going to see low conversions too. Next would be the low traffic and high converting. So if you've got, I would say then you've got a really strong, solid landing page, but we just need to get more traffic to it. So how can we do that? Is increasing the ad spend an option? Can we look at reducing the cost per click? That will then allow more clicks for the same price. Can we improve the ad copy as well? Then you've got the low traffic, low converting. So this is where you really need to dig a little bit deeper and understand why it's not performing well. Is it the wrong audience? Is it the wrong ad copy? Is it the wrong landing page? And then slowly work through all these different things to try and improve it step by step. The next is to use negative keywords. So most often I'll get a new account in and I'll look at the negative keywords, and they may have 1 or 2 in there, but by not using negative keywords, they're wasting a lot of their ad spend, which can be focused elsewhere onto the higher converting campaigns. So a negative keyword lets you exclude search terms from your campaigns and helps you focus on the keywords that matter. So with this, you will see it improves the click-through rate because your ads aren't showing for irrelevant search terms. It raises the conversion rate because people are often a little bit lazy and they'll search on Google, they'll search in the search bar and they'll just click the top result. They won't really look at the ads. So if we reduce the number of people that do this, or the people that do, it actually matches the better. We're driving higher quality traffic to the landing page, which will then obviously improve the conversion rate. And then it saves you money because you're not wasting the clicks, you're driving higher quality traffic, you're more likely to get them to convert, so that will also bring your cost per conversion down. The next is to use ad extensions. So ad extensions are additional pieces of information that expands your ad to make it more useful to users. It also increases the space on the page, which just makes it a little bit more visual to people. So here's some of my favorite ones to use. So call extensions allows them and encourages prospective customers to give you a call to your business directly. This is really valuable interaction you may have with them. So it, like, the engagement is a lot more higher quality. So this will sort of work well if you're sort of the early stages of, like, if you're a lawyer, law firm, or something like this, you're just trying to get them to sort of touch base with you first. Then you have your site links. So when you're directing people to a landing page, it's crucial that it matches what they're looking for. So it may be that they search for one thing, but actually one of your other pages may be slightly better for them, or that they didn't quite know that's what they were looking for. By offering site links, it takes them directly to the page that they want to, so then it reduces the number of pages and search time that they're doing to find the information they want, because everyone's not got enough time, so people just like to have all the information there as quick as possible for them. So I found these to be really effective. Google likes them, which means your ad then looks more favorable to them, improves your cost per click, and I think clients and customers prefer them as well if they offer extra value. So then you have your call out. So when you're looking to use call outs, this is sort of where you can promote what makes you a bit different to your competitors. So for example, if you do free delivery, or if you have 24/7 customer service, free consultations, all these things to make sure that you stand out from your competitors is all the information I would put here. Then you have your structured snippets. So this is where you would do your types of services that you offer, like if you have a travel agency, your destinations that you take people to, all these sort of things. And then your price. So with the price, some may want to include it, some may not. I find if you include it, it means that the quality of traffic is higher because they know what to expect. There's no sudden surprises. Sometimes if you don't include the price, people may be put off later down the line. So this is sort of one thing that I would recommend including, but completely understand if it's not always up and always what you want to sort of release to the public. So now we're moving on to the don'ts. So don't spread your budget too thin. You've got to allow to have enough budget to be able to achieve your goals, but also give your campaigns a chance to have enough data for yourself, but also Google to optimize. So often I'll have clients come to me and expect that with a small budget, they'll be able to do Google Ads, Facebook, everything, whereas it's best to focus in and then sort of achieve your goals, get it everything working, learn from what's working well, what's not working well, and then build out rather than trying to start with everything at the very beginning. Don't forget about your landing page. So you can drive as much high quality traffic to your page, but if your landing page is not optimized, then there's no point sending the traffic there because it's just like a leaky bucket. All the sort of potential leads are just going to fall out the bottom. So things to make sure that you include will be to have a clear goal throughout. So no mixed messaging, no trying to get people to focus on what you want them to achieve. So I'll try and reduce the number of pages that or links that direct people off that main goal and make on that main landing page. Have a clear headline that matches and complements your keyword and ad, because that's what people are there for. So you want to have everything seamless. A subheadline that provides a snippet of extra valuable information. So it needs to be something that people are going to find really important and keep engaged. Then you've got your benefits and features. You need to make sure that they're clear, they're not hidden in really, really long paragraphs. Bullet points are great, really short paragraphs of only a couple of sentences to really highlight what makes you different from your competitors. Clear call to action throughout. So this sort of links to your clear goal. Buttons are really, really good to make them stand out. You don't want them to be hidden with just a line of text. If you're going to use a form, have it on the page. Like, I prefer one to be right at the top, so people know that they're going to convert with you straight away. You don't need to be searching for how to do it, but also equally midway or at the bottom of the page would be sufficient. It's just we want to keep them on that page and reduce the chance of dropout. So by directing them to a different page to fill out the form, there's that chance they're going to fall away. And then use trust signals, testimonials, previous results, reviews, awards, accreditations, all these things to sort of make you sound like legitimate and that you know what you're talking about. We use a software called Unbounce to create high converting landing pages. So if your website is restricted, there is also options that you can use to be able to create the high converting landing pages for your PPC campaigns that you may not be aware of. And don't forget about your retargeting. So this is a really valuable audience to utilize. So they know who you are, they visited your website, they just might need that little bit more extra information to be able to push them over to convert. So this is where I would sort of look at using free trials, free consultations, discount codes, all these sort of things to make them go back to your website, learn a little bit more, and then convert. So with retargeting, there's different ways that you can split your audience out. So you can just have a generic one with everyone who visits your website, but you can also have ones that they visit specific landing pages. Then you can tailor your ads directly to them. They click on a button or interact with your page. If they add things to basket and initiate checkout, you can then tailor all your promotions to those different groups. One thing to watch out is that you do have a minimum audience size. So for search, if you want to boost your bid for that particular audience, is 1,000 active members or users in the last 30 days. For display, it's only 100. So we will often use display to sort of be able to bring a greater awareness back or bring these people back to the site. Okay, so Google Ads is always changing. So if you don't move forward with them, it's then going to end up costing you more. So you need to make sure that you continue testing and trialing the new bid strategies and automations that Google is providing, see what's working for you, but then once you do find it, don't just leave it. You need to constantly be changing and testing. So one important thing is also just don't forget and set. Don't forget your campaigns and just think, okay, that's it, hands up, I'm done. You need to constantly be reviewing them. And then also, don't be intimidated to try, give it a go. Once you've started with Google, you'll realize Google Ads is not that scary. There is lots and lots of options available to improve it and lots of opportunities. So I think sometimes you just need to take that leap, give it a go. So there you go. That's everything. Thank you for your time, and I hope you found it really useful.
Sam, awesome. Thank you very much. Very well. Oh, look, I've gone all fuzzy. Am I back? Yeah, I'm okay. Very, very well laid out presentation with lots of stuff to take away there. I am just going to turn my camera and mic back on again because I think it loses focus. Cool. Can you unshare your slides for me? We have got a heck of a lot of questions, so we're going to try our best to get through as many as possible. I think you just need to turn your camera. There we go. Cool. We're back in the game. Okay, just before we get into questions, I have a poll to run. Common Ground are offering a couple of bits after this talk. They're doing a half price Google Ads audit. If you need to get some help with your Google Ads, you can get the details there. They've also got a free Google Ads ROI calculator. So I'll leave that poll running as we start cracking through the questions. So the top asked question is, Sam, can you give us kind of like an example of a PPC campaign that you've ran that's been really successful and some of the tactics that have helped you achieve it?
Yeah, so I'd say one of my most recent campaigns has been for a property development company. So we transferred £25,000 in ad spend into 1.5 million in revenue. So with this, we looked at different locations. So it wasn't just UK. We targeted people within Hong Kong as well. We were constant. This is where we use some of the softer conversions to be able to build the picture, to be able to track who then went to buy these properties. So we use the brochure downloads, the get in contact forms, all of these sort of things, rather than just book a viewing. This was all through COVID as well, so it was harder to get people to go, obviously, to visit these places. So it was really just trying to show how beautiful these places were. Online, we used a mixture of display and search ads. We used remarketing as well to sort of be able to push and sell these products without having, or these properties without having that sort of face-to-face interaction that often you rely on when you go buy a house. So I think that was one of my most successful campaigns, and it's still ongoing as well.
Great. We've got a B2B company who's asked a question about generating more leads for a service that's got a high ticket price. How can we target the right companies and reduce the number of leads that simply can't afford their service or product?
This would be where having some of your price into your ad copy or on your landing page, very visual, will then sort of, the people that won't be able to afford it will then stay clear, and then that will just improve the quality. So you don't need to say what your maximum price is or your full range, but for example, just like from say £1,000, people then who are wanting a service for £100 are going to be like, okay, that's completely out of my budget. So I think it's just being upfront with the type of service that you offer, who you're targeting. Make sure you're using negative keywords as well, so you're not getting people looking for free help or cheap, all those sort of things people use to try and go for the lower end and target the high end options.
Great, cool. Just at this point, if anyone, there's loads of questions, we're probably not going to get time to answer all of them. I will pass all these questions on to Sam and the team, and hopefully they'll be able to get in touch and work through some of these with you. But if everyone opens the Q&A part of Zoom, you have the ability to upvote the questions that are most relevant. So if you can just go in there and take a look through the questions, and that will make sure that we're asking the questions that are most relevant to all of you. So the next top question is from Matt. I'm going to read it word for word. I don't always use my daily budget, as a couple of my ads don't get many impressions. Even though keywords are used in the ads and in the landing page, and Google give those ads a fairly high optimization score. So how do I increase the number of impressions? So not using daily budget, a couple of the ads don't get many impressions. They're using keywords. And they've got a fairly high optimization score. How do they increase the number of impressions? So
I'd be first looking at, is there like a high search volume for these keywords? So taking the keywords that you're targeting, put them into the Google Ads keyword planner to sort of see, like, is it just really low search volume? Because sometimes that is the case, and then you need to be broadening out your search terms and your keywords. Because I think that sometimes that's what I found, is that you like, everything is ticking the right box. You've got the great ad, you've got like a fantastic landing page, Google is like ranking it really, really high. It's just, there's just not that much search volume. So I'd sort of put all your keywords within Google Ads keyword planner to be able to get a bit more of an understanding and expectation, and then look to broadening it out.
We're going to cross this one off. Give the people what they want. Can we see the puppy at the end? That is it's the second top vote. So can we get a glimpse of the puppy?
Yes. Sparky, come here.
Sparky. Hey, hello, Sparky.
So this is Sparky. He's a little Cocker Spaniel. He's 6 months old, and he's got lots of energy. I've tried to bribe him as much as possible.
Yeah, good. No, fair play. That's what working from home is all about. Great.
Exactly.
So Sparky can stay on your lap or not, but let's get back into some of these questions. So If you're short on time, what's the one thing you'd recommend looking at to improve your current Google Ads campaigns?
If you're short on, so I'd see if anything is limited by budget, and are you wasting any ad spend? So reviewing your search term reports, seeing if your ads are just showing up where they shouldn't be, then you can sort of put budget better, like use budget elsewhere, because I think that's sort of what a lot of people do forget whether then end up paying higher prices. So I definitely think, yeah, go through your search term report and sort of make sure you're optimizing like your ad spend as much as possible.
And Sparky seems to agree with that point as well. Okay, we've got 1 minute, so we're going to try and fly through a couple more of these. This is a really short one. Would you say, it's an opinion, I guess, would you say it's better than LinkedIn advertising?
Yes, I find LinkedIn advertising extremely expensive, and it will just eat your budget up very, very quickly. So with that, I'd say yes, you get a lot more from Google Ads.
Cool. More or less keywords, and how do you prevent paying for searches which aren't relevant?
So I think you need to make sure that there's still the keywords you're targeting have a high enough search volume. I think sometimes you can go into way too much detail. You should make sure you use the exact match as well as phrase match. So BMM for match modified, Google is phasing out. So those two are the ones that I use, and then yeah, more keywords. And what was the second part?
How do you prevent paying for searches which aren't relevant?
That's where you use your negative keywords. You just put negatives in, and your ads won't show for them.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching another recording from Marketing Showcase Online. I hope you enjoyed it. Just to let you know, we've got all of the recordings uploaded to our brand new YouTube channel, so go over there and check it out if you want some more great content. We run these events once every month, free of charge, so head over to our website to grab tickets for next month's event. I look forward to seeing you there.